Hi. I'm good. How are you?
All right, I want to go ahead and call the public hearing for the petition for rezoning 26 Mississippi Avenue on Monday, May 19th, 2025 at 6 p.m. to order. I'll take roll call of the council for attendance of the public hearing. Councilperson Bradley? Here. Councilperson Kemfer? Here. Councilperson Ginever?
Here.
Councilperson Friedmeier?
Here.
Councilperson Fisher?
Here.
Councilperson Bailey? Councilperson Winkleman?
Here.
Councilperson Massa? Thank you. At this time, I'll go ahead and turn the public hearing over to Mr. Sullivan. You have the floor, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilwoman, and Councilman. Tonight we have before you a request for rezoning of property located at 26 Mississippi Avenue. The current zoning of the property is an M2, which is a general industrial district. It's currently surrounded on two sides by the same zoning district, M2. That's to the east and then to the south. All the other properties that touch that property are all C1 district, and that comes all the way down here and across the street from City Hall. So it will match all of the properties down this way on Mississippi, like I said, right down here to the adjoining building to City Hall here. The request was made by Heather and David Crosby. The property has been used or requested to be used for similar uses as what they're wanting to do. The other folks that requested this did not request a rezone. They were going to just do a special use permit or a conditional use, which is allowed under the M2. The reason we chose the rezone this time is because Heather and David like the idea of being able to, when they need to do something different, so let's say they wanted to put a new type of store in that building, as long as it met that current zoning requirement, they can do so without having to go to any further meetings or get any further approvals, as long as it meets building code. Or an M2 would require a meeting for every change they wanted to make. So that's why we're here tonight, to request the rezone. It went before a public meeting with the Planning and Zoning Committee on April 10th. At that meeting, a favorable recommendation was made to forward it to council for public hearing and approval tonight. All of the adjoining property owners were sent certified letters, and one of them attended the planning and zoning meeting. I'm not aware if any of them are here tonight, except one for sure. Right, you weren't at that one, yeah. So all of them have been identified or notified, and it's been ran in the paper twice as required by our requirements. If you guys have any questions about their uses, I can answer some of those, but Heather and some of her crew are here tonight if you have any questions for them at this point in time.
All right, thank you, sir.
So you said it's going from M2 to C1.
Yes.
Tell me what a C1 means.
So a C1 is really kind of what's referred to in our ordinance book as neighborhood commercial. It's kind of the bridge between heavy commercial, which is not located anywhere in this area of town. So we're going to call it the bridge between, instead of heavy commercial, the industrial zone, which is really the property directly to our east, right behind City Hall here, south, wrapping around to Mr. Jennifer's house. And then we've got residential that way. So it's kind of the bridge of commercial. So it won't be a heavy commercial area like you won't have automobile repair shops and things like that down here. But you could have entertainment districts, bar, similar uses to what's right here already. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you can also have apartments above, and that's what they intend to do also.
All right.
I can't believe I've been here long enough to say that I know a little history about this that I think I should share. Prior to 2007, the part that Mr. Sullivan talked about, the farm out here, the Hugs Farm, used to be agricultural before it was industrial. They rezoned it industrial when that whole thing where they were talking about doing a project here. I won't use the S word. I also wanted to mention something else. I asked the mayor if it's okay if I talk about this, the historic part of it.
Yeah.
I sent an email. But anyway, I attended a meeting on May 1st in Jefferson City about historic preservation, and there's an opportunity for us to establish what's called a certified local government. So you're familiar with all that?
Yes.
Yeah. And what that allows you to do is make an historic district where you can get grants and tax exemptions for any improvements that you do. Now, Heather, I don't know if this is going to help you at all if we go down this path, because you're pretty much tax exempt anyway, right? Or maybe the business that you have on the second floor might be taxable income?
Part of it would be, I assume is this a point where I can talk and answer?
Yeah, you can.
Can I just answer
I addressed you, so I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can step up to the podium.
Okay. So I'm not sure. I leaned over and said, uh-oh.
Well,
because I'm not sure what this is going to mean. So the lower, there's three floors plus the attic space. The bottom level is all community, so that would be non-profit. That would be tax exempt.
Right.
The second floor would be
Commercial,
for-profit, and
yeah.
that profit is not for me. It actually would be putting into helping to run that non-profit space,
Yeah.
that community space. But it would be a business, you know, so I would be paying the overhead, but, you know, so it would be a venue, for weddings and parties and awards, banquets and homecomings and all, this is my hope and desire for the school, things like that. And then the third floor and attic space would be our residence. And so that, there's no income there, that's all me paying out.
Well, but any improvements that you make on that could be, you could get grants for it or get tax exemptions, yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk to you more about it. We don't have to, I know this is kind of a surprise to you.
It is a,
Yeah.
it is a surprise to me, but so yes, my concerns would only be with the, you know, what are the dotting the i's and crossing the t's about all
Right.
the historical pieces, but my intent for that second level is to try, and really for the building, is to try and preserve the historical pieces and give the love back to that building that I can, so this might be a good thing. But I had previously specifically not intended to like go on the historical registry.
Right.
So we could have further discussion.
Yeah, we can.
We'll get it
do between-
rezoned and then we'll
but
go from there.
I'll keep the rest of it, I'll keep the rest of it real brief, though. I have read all the things that you have to do to establish a certified local government, and, I get the feeling that it might be a little too big for a little city like ours, because, do you have an opinion about it, Robert?
It all just depends on, how far we want to take it.
Okay.
You can make it compartmentalized enough where it's small, and, you know, you can even have it down to just a couple properties if that's what you want it to do. If there are the chance of somebody that does want to eventually get on the National Registry, this would be step one that they need to do.
Right.
So, but if, we want to be able to make grants available for that, this is a good thing to do. If set up correctly and make it where it's more of a volunteer, type area, rather than just drawing a magic line and saying everybody that's in this area is automatically a part of it, because there are, once you start it, there are restrictions, so, that's the careful thing. But other than that, yeah, I think it would work fine for our size community.
Well, the part that I found out about is you had to establish a historic preservation committee,
Yep, that's
which
one
would
of
be
the-
like all of the other committees that we have that report to the mayor, but you also have to make quarterly reports to the State Historical Preservation Office.
Yes.
So, and that just seems like a lot of overhead for a tiny city like ours. But anyway, I'll take it up with all the other people and see if it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, something to look into.
That's all I got. Thanks, Robert.
Thank you. Does anyone in the audience have anything to ask on the rezoning? All righty. With that, at this time, with no more discussion, the public hearing for the petition for rezoning of 26 Mississippi Avenue is closed. All right. Go ahead and call the regular council meeting for May 19th, 2025 to order. Everyone please rise for a pledge of allegiance led by Councilperson Ginevra. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll go ahead and take roll call for the council attending our regular meeting. Councilperson Bradley? Councilperson Kemper? Here. Councilperson Ginevra? Here. Councilperson Friedmeier? Here. Councilperson Fisher? Here. Councilperson Bailey? Councilperson Winkleman? Here. Councilperson Massa? Here. Thank you. All right, the agenda, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda, but we gotta make a change on it real quick. Mr. Ginevra, you weren't put on for the liaison as the park board, so the first one we sent out, we just have to amend it with, just a change of putting Mr. Ginevra on the park board. You do have it, yeah, but it was posted as the old one, so we got him in the agenda to the current copy that you have. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda with changes.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, has the agenda been posted, dated, and signed? All righty. Perfect. Reinberger, can you join me up here, please? Which one? Come on. You. That's exactly right. There you go. Exactly right. Yeah. All right, buddy. Oh. Hey, let me read this to you. Proclamation that the city of Crystal City has, given you, and let me read this to you, and then we got a little situation here. So, whereas Carl Reinberger shall celebrate his 50 years of service with the Crystal City and Festus Fire Departments, May 2025, and whereas Carl started with the Festus Fire Department, May 1975, and the Crystal City Fire Department, December 1999, as a volunteer, and has held the position of firefighter, engineer, and whereas Carl is married to Rebecca Reinberger and lives in Festus, and they have 2 children, Matthew and Michael, and 4 grandchildren, Riley, Laney, Bella, and Layla. And whereas Carl works for the city of Crystal City as a laborer and retired after 20 years. And whereas Carl is a member of the Elks Lodge 1721 and Knights of Columbus 1230. And whereas this special day was set apart to recognize his 50 years of service with the Crystal City and Festus Fire Department. The city of Crystal City would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Carl Reinberger on celebrating 50 years of service with the Crystal City and Festus Fire Departments. We express good wishes from the city of Crystal City and its citizens. The celebration and observance of his 50th year with the Crystal City Fire Department will be on May 19, 2025. Now, therefore, it be resolved that I, Mike Osher, Mayor of the City of Crystal City, Missouri, do hereby proclaim May 19th Carl Reinberger Day.
Caught me off guard, believe it or not.
Hey.
Well, when they said about the tornado or whatever, the strong winds going through, and when it came over.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute, what about the police department? Them guys are great help too.
Oh, yeah.
They did fantastic that day, but, well, thank you, everyone.
Well, you're not done.
We're not done.
You're not done, buddy. You gotta
We
stand up
just
here.
started.
Just get comfortable. You just got started.
I'm gonna lay that right here.
All right.
I wanna call Brandy and Mike Strotty up. Brandy's done a lot of this for other agencies, and she's done a lot of background for us, so Brandy's got some more.
Hello. So first, I will present you with a proclamation from Jefferson County for your 50 years of service. The second one that you'll be presented with is from Tim Bean, the State Fire Marshal's office.
Thank you.
The third one is from the Governor of the State of Missouri. Congratulations on your 50 years of service. The final one that I've been asked to read says, from the Crystal City Fire Department, Dear Carl, on behalf of the entire Crystal City Fire Department, it is an honor to recognize and celebrate your 50 years of dedicated service with the Festus and Crystal City departments. Reaching this milestone is a testament to your unwavering commitment, selflessness, and courage in protecting and serving others. For 5 decades, you have stood as a pillar of strength, answering the calls at all hours, often putting yourself in harm's way to ensure the safety of others. Your leadership experience and dedication have not only saved lives, but have also shaped and inspired generations of firefighters who have followed in your footsteps. Your service embodies the true spirit of heroism and community, and we are forever grateful for your sacrifices and contribution to both communities. As we celebrate this incredible milestone, we extend our deepest appreciation and heartfelt congratulations. May you take pride in all that you have accomplished, and you continue to inspire those around you.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Really deeply appreciate this.
One more. Want to present this axe to Carl, 50 years, and I look out the crowd, he's one of 5 standing in this building right now. If Robbie Strong would have stayed with Crystal, didn't have to move on to a different agency, he would have the 50 years this year too, he did. So, this is yours, my friend.
Thank you. Mr. Helms? Appreciate that, really do.
We'll take this all and get pictures.
Oh, okay.
We'll let you have your council meeting.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Take care, Chief. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I will. I'll take them and send them to you. Can't take him nowhere.
Well, that's quite an achievement there. It's pretty big deal. All righty, we'll go ahead and continue on. Once you guys have a minute to look at the minutes, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of April 28th, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Public comment, no one signed up. Check register and bills. Started our new budget on that one, so no parentheses, I like that. That's what I like the most on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the check register bills, financial report, and sales tax report.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Committee reports are in your packet. And we got Public Works Director, Mr. Turner. His information was on there. We'll talk later on that. Chief Bova's information was in there. Mr. Sullivan, you have anything to add on yours? Thank you, sir. And Chief Helms, I like in your report, Mr. Bradley, did you see I like that. And, Chief, you have the floor. I believe you want to speak for a moment?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is kind of anticlimactic after that, I think. So, first and foremost, he's not here, but I congratulate Carl on that. Anybody does 50 years as a first responder, that's a big deal. And Carl's always answered the bell for me in any capacity, and I've been here since 1997, and anything I've ever asked of him, he's always got done. So, just make record of that. The other thing is, just to give you an update, the transition to Jefferson County 911 dispatch seems to be going pretty smoothly at this time, just so you know. We're taking on some big projects, everybody's aware of that, so I won't even dive into that, but I do appreciate everybody, Jason and the mayor's help on that. This is a team deal, you know, moving it down the road, but our people seem to be adapting well, and 911's been really good to work with, so just let you know that. Mr. Bradley and Council, there is a somewhat what I call generic report in here, but there is a report in here. Actually, I know this is hard to believe. I think I said it before, but Crystal Stout, my assistant, she actually hand-pulled these stats. You would think in today's technology you could get this like that. But we're working with our software provider in order to try to get, I guess you call it a template, to process this information to go into our monthly report. So we're working on that. Hopefully it'll get a little more streamlined, but at least there is something. And then just a couple of police businesses, and I'll make this quick, just some food for thought. Most of the time I don't come up, and you guys have been around a long time, and you know there's a lot of stuff that goes on in policing. So I just thought it was kind of a good time that we're talking about a few things when you talk about, you know, who we're arresting, what we're arresting. So I did have Crystal pull a few more stats and just general information. When we looked over the last 3 months, you know, we take a lot of reports. A lot of those reports, they involve further investigations, things of that nature, and they lead to arrests down the road. So there's always a lot going on that go along with the numbers that we're submitting, and I think everybody fully understands that. But couple things that stuck out on the first page, and there's multiple pages, so obviously I won't go over that. First page, you know, some of the things that we're handling. The first thing on there is abuse and neglect of a child. Second thing I look at is assault on law enforcement officers that we handle, that our officers are actually assaulted. So I jumped to the back page, and on the back page it's got unlawful discharge of a firearm, and then the last thing's a vicious animal. So the reason I say that is just reconfirming, you know, as your police department, we just kind of handle everything from scoop to nuts, and it's a continuous journey, I guess if you want to call it that, but we have good people doing good things, and it stays real busy. The next example, I guess I would give just in the police business of some of the things going on, and I just want to touch on a couple of these things just to kind of let you know what is happening, you know, behind the scenes. But I got a letter from St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department last week, and they wanted to extend their sincere gratitude and outstanding assistance we provided. They identified two of our officers, one detective, one patrolman, who somewhat is detached also to a SWAT team in Jefferson County. But these two individuals led more or less an investigation with St. Louis City of a real criminal that was living in our town that I was aware of and we were working on, but things escalated, and this subject had broke into St. Louis City, some storage they have, and had stolen some SWAT gear and firearms and some very serious things. So once we were in contact with them, I told our guys escalate it and let's see what we can do. And lo and behold, a week later, I get a letter that they led the investigation, and St. Louis City was very appreciative of that. But like I said, this criminal actually was living in our city at the time. A couple of weeks ago, I kept this one on my desk. I come in and I was briefed by one of our officers that they had coordinated and worked with ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and we had apprehended a long-time fugitive that had been on the run that was frequenting Crystal City, and I have his booking picture here, which I don't need to display, but they actually worked with the federal government in apprehension of this suspect. I was called, I guess, the end of last week after hours. You know, chief trickles up to the chief, right? And one of our guys, well, they were asked, but one of our guys particularly, highway patrols and high-speed pursuit with a real criminal. They asked for our assistance, and our officer was able to deploy spikes at 55, in the area of 55, and this vehicle ended up crashing a short distance later, and they apprehended the suspect. So just a couple of things like that I wanted to touch on, and I don't want to bore you and I don't want to go on and on, but as the city government, decision makers, and the people that help run this city, I just think it's really important sometimes that you hear a little bit of that stuff. So not only are we in our schools and in our businesses and patrolling our roads and things of that nature, but they're handling a lot of serious crimes that most of the time really probably go unmentioned, and do a great job doing it. I would also like to briefly touch on, you guys signed off on we were trying to receive the Blue Shield designation, which the governor endorsed and got this going, and we did receive that designation the other day. So I was just going to read, you know, I had a place where the chief could put in something for a press release, and I'm going to hand this over to somebody behind me later on, but I just wanted to read this real quick. My quote was, "We're excited to receive the Blue Shield designation. As Chief of Police, I want to thank my staff for working so diligently on this, and our city government for their support. This continues to show Crystal City's commitment to public safety. These grants will provide additional funding to help train and equip our officers even better. Ultimately, this will enhance our resources to help protect our community and continue to make Crystal City a great place to live, work, and play. Recently, Crystal City was ranked 7th safest city in the state of Missouri. We look forward to using this new resource to build on our success." I could be wrong on this number because I Googled it like everybody else does on stuff, but I'm like, well, how many cities do we have in the state of Missouri? And what I saw was over 1,000 city, towns, and villages in the state of Missouri. So I'm real proud of that. Thank you for support on that, and I got to thank my staff because I had a lot of people under me that done a lot of footwork on this. This isn't all chief stuff. You've heard me say a lot of times I got to have the team, and I got a good one, so I appreciate that. And then lastly, I was contacted by the paper and was asking, they were gonna, I think, do an article on us being the 7th ranked safest city in the state of Missouri. And last year we were 16. We broke the top 25 last year. And I'm really, really, really proud of that. Really proud of that. And to my surprise, again, we come up number 7 this year. And a couple things I want to take just a minute that, I typed out for the paper today, but it's real important that you hear this. To achieve this type of success, a lot of people must work together. It takes a city government that recognizes and supports the police department. Our city has worked with me over the past 10 plus years as chief of police to help provide the police department with resources needed to be successful and help move us forward. I want to thank you for that, because you probably don't hear that quite enough. But it takes a lot to have this type of operation, and it takes a lot of decisions by a lot of people, and I appreciate that. The other part is, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it takes a team of police officers which are committed to going above and beyond to protect their community. We've been able to assemble and retain this type of team for an extended period of time. We truly have a team of professionals. Lastly, again, as chief of police, I try to hire and retain officers that have a strong desire to work hard and have a passion for wanting to help people. I strongly support and listen to my personnel and provide them with the best training and equipment I can. I stress the team approach, and we all work diligently at whatever role we are fulfilling within the police department. As a team, we also continually look at what changes need to be made to provide a better service to our community. And I want to thank all my staff for the fantastic job that they do. Lastly, I was debating whether I was going to say this tonight or not, because it's all pretty current. Right before I come in here, I was contacted last Friday, and I'm not going to speak names or much more on it, but I was contacted by email last Friday, and we had a real critical incident, which you're aware of, not too long ago, and I made a submission to the Missouri Department of Public Safety in reference to possible awards that could be related to this. And I got an email that right now one of our officers has been identified by their committee and will be awarded the Medal of Valor. And that is the highest honor that a public safety officer can have. So I actually made that call to him about 20 minutes, hour ago now, before I came in here, because I had to do that, number one, before I could do anything else. So I had some other footwork to do after that to see what the next steps are. But I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the seriousness you give to the police department. And I know it takes a lot. And it takes a lot out of the people we have here, and we fight real hard for this town. And I'm honored to do it. But I'm really honored that the people we have here and what they bring to the table. So we're going to keep plugging, we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep trying to make Crystal City a great place to work, live, play. So thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate the update. All right, no questions. We'll go on to council liaison reports. This is our first meeting with the liaison reporting since we approved that last section. So, Finance Committee, Ms. Massa? Mr. Bailey is absent. Mr. Fisher, Library School Board?
They're doing a lot of cool stuff. They've got they read the dogs, they've got craft stuff going on. People, if you've not been going there or paying attention, if you could go to their Facebook page or their website, and just any of the stuff they have going on is pretty cool.
I agree with you. The library is...
They're doing great.
It's almost a different place right now, yes.
And the library that size,
Yeah.
they're doing stuff that you wouldn't expect.
I agree completely. Ms. Shirley, her staff and the board have really stepped up over there. I like that. Mr. Ginever, Park Board, Green Business.
Well, Mayor Osher invited me to the Park Board meeting this month, and I got my first taste of it. We talked about a budget, which is my favorite thing to do. And they talked about money all night long, so they're making a lot of improvements. It looks like it's going to be a good year. They're getting ready to open up the pool. Talked about the parks, including Hickey White, so, and that's coming along really well.
Yeah, that's on my notes to thank, Mr. Eisenbeiss and Mr. Turner and the street crews on building the bathroom down there. I'm sure Jason worked Curtis to death just pointing things to him to do. All right, moving on, Mr. Kemfer, planning and zoning.
The next meeting will be June 5th at 6:30.
Okay. Is that all? Is that, oh, I'm sorry, that's on me. Mr. Bradley, zoning appeals.
I have nothing to report. I spoke with, Mr. Sullivan before the meeting. Sounds like he's taking care of everything to where we don't have to meet very often.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
Yep, that's exactly right. Public Works, Mr. Friedmeier.
No, I really don't have any. Guys are doing a great job. They redone the entryway on the side of the fire department building because of the cracked concrete, and guys did a great job there. And other than that, everything seems going pretty good. Had a water leak last week that
Really?
shut everybody down.
This is the first I've heard of it.
But no, everything's going good as far as I know.
Right. All right, well, thank you. Mr. Winkleman, police and fire.
I think we have seen that the police and fire departments are doing a pretty good job.
Absolutely.
I'm sure the lady's on any credit, but
All right, perfect. All right, and that should take us to public response. Does anyone have in the audience wish to speak on anything related to the previous council? Nothing? Move on to old business, we have none. New business, have none. Takes us to our ordinance and resolution. I'll entertain a motion to read Bill 1991-2025 on its first reading by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the first reading of Bill 1991-2025 by title only, please?
Make a motion to accept Bill 1991-2025 on its first reading by title only.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to accept Bill 1991-2025 on its first reading by title only. Any discussion? All those, yes, sir.
Are there currently not any penalties for not paying you?
Mr. Eisenbach, you have the floor.
So, we have each year anywhere from probably 10 to 15, let's call it a dozen businesses that we have trouble complying with their business license. This year we have one rather large one in particular that's probably $20,000 to $30,000 that hasn't paid, and the business license will go out next week, renewals for this year. We changed this ordinance in 2014 to kind of address it. This just puts more teeth in it. So it raises the I think it was 50, 75, and then 100. I forgot what they even put in there. But it's in line with, I think we got a little bit from Festus, we got a little bit from Park Hills maybe. And it puts some teeth into it, so we have the ability to shut off your service, at least your utilities, and then we have to re-inspect the building, so there's some sort of, it puts a little, it makes them get their business license, put it that way. So we really don't want their money, we don't really want to have to use this, we'll send these out with a new business license, but the ones that we have trouble with are usually year after year, it's the same people. And if they have a legitimate reason, fine, but, paying it 11 months later isn't a legitimate reason. The one we're talking about is probably caught up in corporate somewhere. So we've been working with them for 2 months, at least 2 months. So this is just putting a little more teeth in it. It's a combination of 3 or 4 different cities that we put together, and it's really just about compliance.
No, it's a good looking ordinance.
And we talked about a business and 20,000, that's their business, is that much a business license?
So
Their revenue, how is the business license?
it is. Typical places like barbershops, smaller places are based on chair or what you're doing, like a auto shop's $30 or $25. Your businesses that sell, like, let's just use Harbor Freight, that's not what I'm talking about, but it's 50 cents per thousand. So every $1,000 they sell, it's 50 cents per thousand that we get off their business license. So a junior box store may owe us a lot of money.
And
Is that just for us to say? I don't think
So, here's a little story behind that, we ran this in 2000, right after I got on the city council, and I was at Walmart. And my son was 2 or 3 at the time, so I took him to the bathroom, and the business licenses were back there. And Festus was like 60-something thousand, and ours was 25. So I came back.
Ours was like $25.
Yeah, $25.
Yeah, and.
So I came back, we found out we had to put it for a vote of the people approved the business license structure at 50 cents per thousand, and so it's been in place since 2001 or 2, I think. It used to be just $25 a license, so we get quite a bit from Walmart, quite a bit from your junior box stores, Target, or Kmart when it was here. Target, we're not getting to Target.
Oh, my.
It's going next to the Panda Express, that's what that little.
No.
But, so it's just trying to get compliance, really, and we hadn't changed since 2014, so it's a way to try to get some teeth in it. And we'll send the new ordinance out with all the licenses that are going out next Monday, I believe, so.
No, I like it.
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty, that was our discussion. Yeah, and since, you know, it's a good policy, this whole policy to affect everything, but this one thing that kind of spurred it is, yeah, is.
Trying to get this company to pay, and it's just getting lost, but we don't have any teeth to go in there, lock the doors, turn off water, nothing, it's just.
They owe $20,000, you say it's gonna cost you $50 for not paying.
Yeah.
They don't, and
Right.
I don't think they're being evasive, it just got lost, this particular one just got lost, and.
Yeah, and Robert's been working on it. I mean, every Monday, we're like, where you at? Where you at on it? Because they owe for this one, and in a week, they're gonna owe for another one. So it's just one of those things that, it's time, so. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Make a motion to read Bill 1991-2025 on second and final reading by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the second and final reading of Bill 1991-2025 by title only, please?
Bill number 1991-2025 on its second and final reading by title only. An ordinance of the city of Crystal City, Missouri, providing for the amendment of chapter 12, article 3, division 1, section 12-61, known as penalties for failure to timely pay license taxes of the code of ordinances of the city of Crystal City.
Make a motion to accept Bill 1991-2025 on second and final reading by title only.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to approve Bill 1991-2025 on its second and final reading by title only. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I'll poll the council. Councilperson Bradley?
Yes.
Councilperson Kemfer?
Yes.
Councilperson Ginever?
Yes.
Councilperson Freemeyer?
Yes.
Councilperson Fisher?
Yes.
Councilperson Winkleman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massa? All right, bill number 1991-2025 now becomes ordinance 1991-2025. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Make a motion to read Bill 1992-2025 on its first reading by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the first reading of Bill 1992-2025 by title only, please?
Bill number 1992-2025 on its first reading by title only. An ordinance of the city of Crystal City, Missouri, rezoning certain tracts of land located within the city limits of the city of Crystal City, Missouri.
Thank you.
Make a motion to accept Bill 1992-2025 on its first reading by title only.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to accept Bill 1992-2025 on its first reading by title only. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Make a motion to read Bill 1992-2025 on its second and final reading by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the second and final reading of Bill 1992-2025 by title only, please?
Bill number 1992-2025 on its second and final reading by title only. An ordinance of the city of Crystal City, Missouri, rezoning certain tracts of land located within the city limits of the city of Crystal City, Missouri.
Make a motion to accept Bill 1992-2025 on its second and final reading by title only.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to approve Bill 1992-2025 on its second and final reading by title only. Any discussion?
I don't foresee that I, could cause any favoritism by voting on this, but I think I'd like to abstain just to be safe.
Okay.
Just because I'm a neighbor and...
No, that's fine. I'll mark that down when we go. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Ginevra abstains. Motion carries. I will poll the council. Councilperson Bradley?
Yes.
Councilperson Kemfer?
Yes.
Councilperson Ginevra? Councilperson Friedmeier?
Yes.
Councilperson Fisher?
Yes.
Councilperson Winkleman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massa?
Yes.
All right, bill number 1992-2025 now becomes ordinance 1992-2025. Is that correct, Madam Clerk? All righty, thank you, ma'am. Mayor Pro Tem, would you like to?
I will accept a motion to read resolution 4-2025.
So moved.
Need a second.
Second.
Madam Clerk, will you read resolution 4-2025, please?
She just needs a just to read the resolution.
Gary made the motion and Rick seconded.
Yes.
A resolution transferring ownership, 2018 Ford Explorer, Police Inspector, Interceptor. Vehicle for Crystal City, 47 School District.
That's all we need, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to get a vote, yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept resolution 4-2025.
You got the first and second already. They just need to vote.
Just need to call for a vote or
All in
Yeah,
favor?
just ask for a vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All in
all,
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
and who abstained?
Resolution 4-2025.
I'm gonna abstain.
Two abstained.
You did good. I get the meeting back? Can I have the meeting back? Perfect, all righty. City Administrator's report. Had none, he was, wearing a tool belt and, getting our bathroom put up, so, the Hickey White Park is moving right along, and, they're... Easy, buddy, easy. So, all right, we'll move on to Mayor's report. We had a water main break and a boil water advisory last week. Our Public Works crew did a really good job on that. That was, they did a really good job on that, and, the couple things that I wanna just point out is we communicate important information quickly two ways. One is on Facebook, which I'm not on. The other one is an auto dialer that we send out, all right? And how that works is, the auto dialer can text, call, or email, but you have to sign up for that. And, Jason did a good job communicating that information on Facebook, and then the auto dialer, there was a couple of issues with it. I know I didn't get my first one, but I got the second one. And, we got the kinks worked out of that. But basically, it's ran through Jeffco 911 Everbright, and I'm gonna put that information on the water bill this coming month. I'd like that on there, and then, I'll put it on my newsletter just to sign up. So if there's a water main break, we can send that out. People get a phone call. Same way if, you get, thunderstorm, tornado warnings, our phones go off, and, it's just a good service that, we pay to be part of, and, we just need to utilize it as such, so. Does anyone in the audience have anything to add about our meeting? Alrighty. I'd like to congratulate all the graduates last Friday from Crystal City High School. City's excited for them and the opportunities that await them. Crystal City School did a good job on that, and, we made a call to move it inside, which you gotta make that call when there's tornadoes that we avoided, 25 miles north. So, our thoughts go out to the city of St. Louis and any other city affected by them, for sure, because that's a big feat, and...
We will be sending 2 guys to Clayton tomorrow, and 2 guys to Richmond Heights on Wednesday.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree to that, so... I meant to ask you about that, and I forgot today, so, excellent. 34, so, Dink's grandson, yeah. Hey, yeah, No, it was a good graduation, so it went well. So, there's an annual car show and the mayor's cruise on June 7th at the Eagles in Crystal City, so you can attend that if you'd like, and basically have a safe Memorial Day weekend with family and friends, and, just remember the holiday's about. So, there we go. I'm gonna move on to round table council comments. Councilperson Bradley.
Yeah, tell Mr. Turner, appreciate the help, him and his boys did at my house, back, whenever we did the sidewalks, there they cut my downspout drain that went out to the road, and just cut it off and left it buried. Yeah.
Doesn't drain good, does it?
No, it didn't. You know, finally, it's got my sump pump where it just ran all the time. So, when we dug out and found the problem, and didn't let me never hit it, but, you know, within a couple days, got it fixed.
Our Public Works has really stepped it up. I'm pretty happy with them, so. All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Kemfer.
Just that planning and zoning meeting, June 5th at 6:30.
All righty. Mr. Ginever.
I sent out an email about this, but, there was a resident that lives close to the bank. It wasn't me. And there's some little holes in the sidewalk that were, originally had trees in them. I guess that was 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
Oh, I saw that email, yeah.
Yeah, but he suggested maybe putting some potted plants or something over the hole or something, and that made me think about, we used to have some plants that hung from, you know, some of the light poles, like over the bridge and stuff. What happened to that?
Well, I don't know, I know they'll put the flags up this weekend for Memorial Day. Some of those, rods that hold the flags have been snapped off or broke, but I can, gosh, we haven't been playing for a long time.
Yeah. Was it,
Well, I know that, one of the park board members was talking about adding something there, but they just need to find a way to water them, basically. And as soon as he finds the, like, there's a tank.
Because we don't have a bucket truck or,
Well, you need a wand almost, that's just a pressurized wand to water, and he's looking into that, and then as soon as he goes, I'm all in favor of getting.
Down, the big plans like that was had, and I think one of their real estate companies are taking over. You have to find somebody to take them over that does it. The church does the one there, usually on the corner. For somebody, it's always like everything else. Somebody gets in there for a while and they do it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, Heather will
Oh,
do
she's
it.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah, but you mention anything, and she's amazing for the community.
Taking some mulch to the school, I think maybe today or yesterday, Brother Bush's out by the front.
Oh, yeah.
By the playground. Looking at it.
Perfect.
And anyway, you said Mr. Turner was thinking about putting new trees in there or something?
So we I actually brought that up this morning. I brought up the planter boxes all down Bailey because they're grown up. I brought up the old lot, paved garden lot that we had looking really nice. The rotary did, got in and tore it up. And so I brought that up in our staff meeting to look at those two streets, the trees on each street that are dying. Same type little trees. The trees have to grow up. We can't get the ones that go out. So those are only available certain times of the year and they're only certain trees. So I just told him to address those tree boxes, clean up those trees, and I don't know if he'll plant something in there, take some tree boxes out, concrete them, we'll just have to come up with some ideas.
Okay, well, I said I'd pass on that suggestion to the council too, so.
Big planters there, I guess.
I would like some type of vegetation instead of just concrete it over. If we have the hole, I'd like to.
I just gotta find something that grows up.
Yeah.
So they get into the sidewalks and everything.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Ginever. Mr. Friedmeier.
No, I have nothing.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Fisher.
I'd just like to reiterate my appreciation for those guys getting onto that water main break.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. They found it pretty quick, and when I drove by, they were up to their waist in mud and.
Yeah.
The guy's picture I showed on Facebook, he's 6 foot, over 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
I'd like for them to be acknowledged for doing that work.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes unnoticed most of the time, but they have a lot of water main breaks in the winter. When it's cold and we're here, they're out there fixing that. That one just was unique because it drained that side of the town without those valves being closed. It did.
They are gonna have to replace that someday.
Right.
It's so old, is that why?
Yeah, it's really only probably 15, carrying so much pressure, that it starts splitting along the bottom. So they're gonna isolate it on each side, put a valve in, and then they'll replace that line, and hopefully, all the rest of the pipes will stay.
Miss,
If it goes down to the creek, it's a big deal.
yeah, Mr. Turner did, talk about, they're wanting to start to exercise those water valves around town, just in case, so like, because we have the ability to isolate that pipe and then replace it, and everybody continues, most of the time, to have their water. But we haven't exercised those valves in a while, so they just wanna, get into the routine. The downside of that is it might discolor the water for a little bit, so that'd be a good, hey, we're sending out that auto dialer to, we're flushing, we're exercising this, it's not a big deal. So I was just letting you know, like, they're trying to be proactive on this.
I just got a quick follow-up, so that, why is the road not fixed on that earlier break that was there?
I guess they're just letting it settle, I don't know.
Okay.
I know, last week they fixed the area with the man that happened to do something to get that all taped again, because it's just terrible through there. So I'm assuming they fixed that because of the school potholes and that water break happened this last week, or they probably would fix that spot. They can probably take it off.
I would think they would let it settle more, that's pretty recent. I mean,
The deeper you go, the longer it takes to settle.
and that was under, not that it's our pavement, but bricks, concrete, asphalt, like it was a pretty deep break on that end of it, so I would think it needs to settle a little bit more. I mean, it'll just keep sinking in, but. All right, Mr. Winkleman?
Yeah, just this afternoon, I received an email through the website. I guess I didn't realize I could get emails through the website, but I got an email through the website from a resident who, in addition to the Facebook notifications and things that we get, could those notifications be on the website, like in the news section? I know the water main break was posted as the news, but whether, when all clear was on there. And the other thing that I thought along those lines is that it gives it some permanence. Facebook is immediate and it lasts there for a few hours. I mean, you can go back and search it, but on our website, to be able to utilize the news section, not only for things like that, which it was on there, the break was on there, but not the return to service, but this Blue Shield Award, the Medal of Valor, the Fire Kurtz Award for 50 years, to utilize. I'm not sure how difficult it is for you to update that website frequently with the news items, but her request was that more things be in our news feed on the website, so.
So we can do that, we just switched, the person in charge of our website, because we were all overwhelmed.
Right.
So we just switched that to her
Uh-huh.
last week,
Mhm.
and she figured it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So the problem was she was off Friday, all Thursday.
Right.
So they didn't bother with it.
And-
Yeah, she figured that website out pretty quick. And we also gave her the sign up front, and she's already had about big flowers and stuff on there, so. And she's doing that. It's just a few things that Shelley and I have to do as part of our routine.
Right.
We think about it, we just do what we can do.
Mhm.
So now we have a person that's kind of designated those things, we'll try to.
Sure, get that out there, and like I said, it adds some permanence. Those news stories are gonna be on there this week and next week, whereas Facebook, if you don't go back to our page.
As soon as we got it all clear, I was like, I don't know what is this on the website.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Right.
Did you
So-
get calls from the county about this?
I did. If you sign up to that Everbright.
Oh, yeah, I've got reverse 911 calls.
Yeah, and that's
one.
it, yeah.
Yes.
And that's what it is, bless you. Everbright, yeah.
I got them, but Tracy didn't.
Well, in our system, I think you can only have one phone number for the water bill.
Gotcha, okay.
But Everbright, I think you can have multiple numbers, because my wife and I had the same, and it just, if you had a kid in school, like, that's how the snow days, like, ding, you get it, and it all,
Text and email, everything.
yeah, you'll get it just set through, so, I mean, I'm really happy with that service, and like I said, I just recently signed up for it, so.
Due to the storm,
Mhm.
Triple 911 was under emergency operations, so they didn't release that text until a little bit after, about, I think, 3 or 3:30,
Mhm.
maybe, because they were under emergency operations due to the storm.
Well, we didn't get notification until 1 from DNR, and
Yeah.
Gary called out there. It was 4:20 when we got a call from DNR to say it was okay.
All clear.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right. That's just, everybody's
There's
kinda,
a lot of moving parts when this stuff's going on. If the guys are trying to find the leak, we're trying to get calls in, we're
Right.
trying to get equipment ready. It's 5 in the morning, they gotta find the break, they can tell where the pressure drops in certain zones, so they gotta go find it. Sometimes when they're going down a drainage ditch, it'll be going to the creek, it'll be my alley, so I know people get frustrated, but we're working just as hard as we can.
Yeah.
And the last thing on our mind is really to update people.
Right.
Because we're trying to find it,
Fix it.
crews, get it fixed, and get it out, so, I mean, those guys were,
We didn't even have time to find out what was going on.
I didn't even get to tell them, but.
At 8 o'clock, the phones went live, and bam, I mean.
they were ringing.
And say, we need to call the water plant, I mean,
Yeah.
what's that?
It's a big deal, so.
Yeah, and that, maybe the negative, and with Facebook and social media, that there were many good comments about the great work, but there were also a few people just bitter, hateful, and to be able to share that news in other places.
I don't think it matters.
No, I'm not sure whether they're even residents.
Right.
It's the same people that treat us this way here.
Yeah.
I put stuff on Facebook and never look back.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know? I don't have time
no,
to go back and check it all day and answer people's questions.
yeah.
We've been here 112 years.
We've been here a while. Yeah.
And then a lot of our residents did stand up for the people.
Oh, there was,
There's
yeah, there was
good in
some
too.
comment, you know, everybody's a Facebook
Yeah.
warrior, right? And then, but no, our residents came, they backed us, so it went out well.
Yep, and I just want, that our resident, the resident who sent that email mentioned that she also did get the reverse 911, so she signed up for that, so she is a very proactive person. that-
Good.
And I didn't realize, like I said, that you could pick a council member and send them an email through the website. It's a great feature, and,
I guess if you click on there.
But she's mad because she can't do two at one time.
oh, yeah.
Did she tell you?
Yeah.
Like, so, Jeff.
Four, it's gotta be just one of us, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's,
didn't understand this.
Right, it's individual, you can, email by the person that you want, so she would have to redo.
She was ticked off. Yeah, so he got the hateful one.
we'll just say, all contact goes to Mr. Winkleman.
That's what I said to Becker, just contact Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, exactly. All right, Mr. Winkleman, is that all?
That's it, thank you.
All righty, Ms. Massa?
I just wanted to thank Daniel too, because him and I were texting about 5:45 in the morning at school, so, and he answered right away, so he was really helpful.
Yeah, he was, I passed him on the road, he's like, I'm trying to shut valve so you guys can have school. I said, don't rush. Don't rush. Easy, buddy. So, all right, guys, well.
You give it guys for moving?
No, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I have a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you, guys.